thinking of them as magnets. It's very simple. A humectant is a magnet that attracts water. So when they attract that water, they're hydrating the skin by attracting those water molecules. The water molecules grab hold of the water to slow down that evaporation process. They're pulling that moisture from the air, going right into that upper layer. So here are some examples below, and you can see, I mean, even hyaluronic acid, glycerin, aloe vera gel, honey, there's some really fun ones on here. And the really cool thing about humectants is that some of them have emollient and occlusive properties. The one ingredient, which we're going to have a spotlight on, is shea butter. And I think shea butter is so fun because not only is it a humectant and emollient, it's also an occlusive. So it's doing 3 things. So we'll look at that a little bit further. But again, when we think about humectants, think about those molecules just drawing right onto that moisture out of the air, attracting it into the skin.
Alright, shea butter. Another one of my favorite ingredients that I have to do with other products behind that for you. Okay, so let's just understand first that shea butter comes from the African shea tree, and then it's actually extracted from the shea kernel. So there's 2 different kinds. It's super simple, there's unrefined, and there's refined. So when we look at unrefined shea butter,
So let's see how far we are.
it's going to be more ivory in color. There's no chemicals, there's no additives, nothing else.
Dana, you okay starting at 11, you'll be done by 1?
Sorry.
So it maintains.
You started at 11, will you be done by 1?
All of its natural properties, all of those
For facial.
vitamins, everything.
You got
Oh, you started at 11, will you be done by 1?
And then the other big difference that you're really going to notice between the 2 is if you just pick the product up and you smell it, it's still going to have that really nice, natural, nutty aroma. Okay, so let's take a look at refined shea butter. The big difference here, where it's big color change, when we see those real pure white shea butters, we know that it's gone through some chemical processes. So a lot of different things are going on here. The first thing is there's a loss of the natural properties and the color we talked about, and it can remove up to, and this is just crazy to me, but it can remove up to 95% of all of its natural vitamins. So to me, it's like, well, why am I even putting this on my skin now at this point? Because I'm getting all that great feeling from it, but you're not getting those vitamins. You're not getting that vitamin A, that vitamin C, and that vitamin E, and all those good fatty acids that are made up in shea butter. So let's take a look, just look over here. Let's take a look at some of the benefits that shea butter delivers to the skin. So it is an antioxidant. It's going to fight free radical damage. It reduces inflammation. So all of that redness in the skin, I love shea butter. If you've got a client that's got real sensitive skin, they've got a lot of redness, discoloration, it's great getting a product that has some shea butter in there. It's also just straight shea butter itself is great. It's just such a simple, easy thing to use on eczema, psoriasis. We have clients all the time that come in and of course they tell you I've got this going on or I've got this going on. And I really like, to really put myself out there and encourage all of you too, as well, to say, hey, giving that client education. Oh, you have eczema? Why don't you just try getting some straight shea butter and try that. Just going that little bit of an extra mile to give them that little bit of a client education. It's something so simple they can go out and get it on their own and do it. It's, oh, geez, you know what? Thank you so much just for giving me that, because those little things alone are just life-changing for people. So the next great benefit is it prevents signs of aging. It actually has RuPaul in it, which actually is an inhibitor of different enzymes in the skin that prevent those signs of aging. The next one is antimicrobial properties, antimicrobial properties, which is a natural wound healer, which is really all different kinds of different remedies. It's very interesting if you want to look that up. The next one is it does offer, I put it on here, but it, I always say it's not a fix and it's not a substitute, but it offers a little bit of UV protection. It's probably equivalent to 3 or 4 SPF. No reason to forgo the SPF, but it's just another little nice benefit that we can put out there. And the last one, of course, is the elbow, very hydrated. So, some other really neat uses, some people know, some people are not aware, but I just love these two. It's a great hand and body moisturizer. It's great for dry and itchy skin. Actually good for acne because it does not clog pores. And you know what? Time and again, I hear this all the time, is people think, and estheticians think even, that that shea butter will clog pores. And it doesn't. It's just it's a huge misconception out there. It actually helps treat it. It's also another great benefit. You can use it for lip balm, rashes, burns, insect bites even, razor burn. It's another just quick fix. And of course a hair and scalp mask. So you can see there's just so many different amazing benefits to shea butter. That's really why it gets me so exciting. In my treatment room, and even at home for all my family members, I just make my own little shea butter. I get my own shea butter, of course. I'm making sure that I still have all my good vitamins and it's all unrefined. And it has, I don't know if you can really see it here, but it has like this nice natural ivory color. When I smell it, it still has that really, good nutty aroma to it. And shea butter, it just goes on so nice and clean to the skin. I feel such a tremendous difference when I use shea butter, and it's one of those ingredients that I see myself and I see a lot of clients really see results from this ingredient. So don't shy away from product labels just because they have shea butter, or you're a little scared about it, or you're not quite sure of all the benefits. Now you've got more of that client, that background and that education to back you up to give that to your clients. All right.
Make us want to take a picture of this.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I actually thought shea butter would clog your pores. I would always stay away from it. So who knew? Yeah.
It's
It's
so
so
big.
big. Yeah, it's so thick.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got that too before.
Emollients. Emollients are so soothing and hydrating to the skin. So there's two basic categories of moisturizers, humectants and emollients. Emollients soften the skin by just delivering all the goods directly. Unlike a humectant, which remember the humectant is attracting moisture into the skin, emollients bring moisture to your skin via the product itself. So a carrier oil and man-made substances such as like a silicone oil are all emollients that you can see on product labels. One moisturizer can often contain several different types of emollients. So it doesn't just necessarily mean that your product label is just going to have one emollient. Most often, you're going to see that combination. So they consist of primarily just one or two things. So simple, oil or water. There's oil-based emollients and water-based emollients. Oil-based emollients are going to feel greasier to the touch, and they're more easily seen on the skin. It kind of looks, you can see like that sticky kind of barrier on the skin. And a water-based emollient is going to be easier to spread, it's going to be easier to apply, overall it's just going to be less of a mess. So, skin conditions that really need that extra barrier function repair, kind of sealing everything in, is going to be more of your drier skin types. Your mature skin types, which really need that external barrier layer. Another great great candidate for people that need to be on an emollient. Let's think about external factors. You know, where do your clients work? Do they work outside? Do they work jobs where they're in the weather? You know, harsh weather? Is it perhaps they're a construction worker? Perhaps they are out in the heat all day? Those are all going to be things that break down that external barrier function, and that emollient is going to come in as almost like a healing agent to really help that skin, to kind of just seal everything in and trap all that good moisture into the skin. So the downfall is if you don't properly apply an emollient, you may just wind up trapping moisture outside.
You guys know what TEWL is? That's one of the What did you say?
What'd you say?
I said translucent at first.
Okay. Transepidermal. Think of that being water loss. You have to know that on state board.
The skin, leading to more problems with dryness. So for this reason, it's important to apply an emollient cream when you already have moisture on your face. And a lot of people don't realize this. Hands or other part of your body, not just your face, but whatever part of your body that you're treating. So the perfect time to apply that emollient, yes, very obvious, is when your skin is still wet, when you're done getting out of a shower or done taking a bath. So just make sure, and it's great client education. Hey Susan, just make sure that you haven't completely dried off your body and your face completely yet. Maybe you've given it a little pat dry, but there's still moisture in your skin from your shower. That's the perfect time to put on this product because it has an emollient in it, and it's going to trap all that water into the skin. Just like that. So simple. You're going the extra step right there for your client because you're giving them a little something more. So emollients not only help moisten the skin and trap the moisture within, they also reduce the need to use more potent medications that can cause negative reactions, especially when you use it over a long period of time. So great information, and I hope that you guys can take bits and pieces of this information, and again, keep using it in your client education. Start doing it now. Occlusives. So what do occlusives do? They physically prevent transepidermal water loss. TEWL. They form a physical barrier on the skin to seal the outer layer of the skin. And I love this picture here on the slide. And her face just looks so hydrated and wet and moist, but it looks like she's almost got a thick layer on her skin that's an occlusive, just protecting everything and really helping that barrier function of the skin. So they can be used as skin conditioners, emollients, protectants, lubricants. The most common one that you're going to see in products are going to be the silicones. So those are going to be most commonly used, and they're studied for their use in actual scar reduction, which is pretty neat. Silicone.
Certain silicones, do they clog pores though, or no?
Certain silicones?
Yeah.
Some can, depending. So, let me think, is there one that I know of?
Like some are like in primers, let's say, to help your makeup last longer. Like I know some people complain that that breaks them out.
I don't think it breaks them out.
Oh, you don't think so?
No. They're gonna break out no matter what.
Really?
Yeah, they shouldn't make them break out for that, if it's a makeup based thing.
Okay.
But if you just get you have to know, what I wanna say, over-the-counter products with silicone in can clog pores.
Okay.
Because of there's preservatives in there, and it's
Yeah.
all different that's not making it, so.
Extra, yeah.
What type of makeup product did they say that they were using?
Smashbox.
Oh, yeah, it has like fragrance and stuff. That's what's breaking them out. So it's not necessarily that, it's the fragrance that's in the product.
Okay.
shark liver. However, here in the US, because it comes from sharks, we've gotten away from using it actually being extracted from shark liver. Now, our products containing squalene are found from plants, olives, rice bran, nice and healthy things that we feel good about putting on our skin, having our clients put on their skin. So they have emollients and anti-inflammatory properties as well. A few things that this specific product does a great job at doing. We talked about it repairs the skin barrier function, fights free radical damage. It's great for anti-aging, fine lines, reducing redness in the skin. And believe it or not, it's also another great kind of like one of those little hidden gems up there that's great for clients that have acne. And I wouldn't necessarily use it as a great for acne, but even, someone that's seeing a lot of redness in the skin and they're probably grade 3 acne and they've got inflammation going on. So really, grade acne like 1 through 3 is perfectly cool to put squalene oil on. Another great indication would be eczema. We've had a lot of success just telling clients, giving them a little bit of that client education once again to go ahead and try using some just pure squalene oil right on that eczema. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the application. I actually have my little bottle of pure squalene oil. It's very nice. It just comes and you can see like in a nice clear fluid. It's a nice, really just a clean product. Just one little natural ingredient all by itself here, okay? So what we would want to advise clients to do, typically, like anything else, clean the face first, you're gonna cleanse, do your exfoliation, and then if you're doing this in the treatment room, same thing, and then you're gonna want to go ahead and apply the squalene oil, and then over top of that, you can still use a serum, and then seal it all, double seal it all in, as if it's a moisturizer known as the SPF, of course. Some people with oilier skin types can get away with just using this as a moisturizer as well, because it's really gonna, because of that barrier, it does create, it's gonna slow down things up with your water loss. So, just so simple, what I like to do with my squalene oil, and I personally use mine every day, comes in a nice little dropper. I just use a couple drops on my skin, probably like 2 or 3 drops, and I just really nice. It just goes on very nice and clean. It's not greasy. I feel like it absorbs very well, and I can still feel that very moisturized barrier on the skin. So this is just a great ingredient. A lot of our products are contained if you want to look at product labels, but it's just another great one. I would suggest investing in just getting some squalene oil. Again, great for anti-aging, acne, a lot of different skin conditions. All right, let's move on. Oils. I love talking about oils. There's just so many great benefits for oils. So, what are they? They're a combination of fruit and plant oils. They are emollients, so they will soften the skin surface, and they're going to be the purest form. When you're getting extractions from the fruit and the plant, these oils are always going to be in their purest form. And they've been used for centuries, all the way back to Egyptians using oils. So, all oils contain fatty acids. They have linoleic acid, which is very beneficial for oily skin, or they have oleic acid, which is going to be very beneficial for dry skin. Okay, acne-prone skin already has low levels of linoleic acid. So when we apply these oils that are specific for linoleic acid, it actually restores the levels and it starts treating the problem. And it also prevents acne as well. There's this common misconception that, oh, my skin is so oily and I don't want to put more oil on it. And the really cool thing to remember is oil attracts oil. So even if you've got a client that's using an oil at home or you're retailing them a client, it's so important to tell them. We start off with our skin. I'm just going to draw a little face here. The skin is almost like a shell. And most everybody's skin And then what happens is amazing. That oil starts absorbing, the shell is being cracked, and then you're really starting to feel the true benefits of oil. Flip this over, cover some more information. So as we talked about, linoleic is for oily, oleic acids are going to be for dry. So some examples of linoleic oils are going to be rosehip seed oil, which is a great anti-aging oil. Rosehip seed oil is by far one of my favorite oils. Hemp oil, safflower oil, grapeseed oil, which is very light. Grapeseed oil is an excellent choice for those with acne. Evening primrose oil and jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is so gentle. And the cool thing about jojoba is it mimics the skin's natural sebum. So and jojoba can be used for so many other things too. Jojoba is a great choice that's used in cleansing oils.
I didn't know that.
By itself.
I was trying to stay away from oil.
Mascara.
But where would you, like, how would you add oil into your skincare routine? Do you think that should we do it during the day or at night? Like for somebody that is using like Retin-A, benzoyl, all this stuff, right? And not obviously using it all together, but not
When you do
separating
your retinol, that's supposed to be in PM, so you do your oil and then you can mix it in a mask, you can mix it in with
like
your
vitamin C in the morning. Can I put my vitamin C and then my oil? Does it interact or no? So I can do maybe which one? Like a sap, she said rose seed or grape seed, which one do you think is the best for acne?
They're both good for acne. I do the rose is lighter, so you can light it
From
with
midday, we have a natural decline.
Lena's agreeing with me. Yeah, it's mild, if you're gonna use vitamin C, I would use the rose.
That's when your skin is going to be the most dehydrated. You can't wake up at night, keep hydrating your skin, you're sleeping. So that's gonna be.
And then just see how that works.
Put in oil.
Yeah, and you just need like pure rose hip serum. You get from like Whole Foods and stuff like that, right?
I would do your rose first. I would mix the two together. Do your rose, let it penetrate in there.
Application.
Then you can add it into your moisturizer.
I'm always a big fan of doing
The
two cleansing, double cleansing,
Vitamin C.
pre-cleansing and
So
cleansing.
makes vitamin C
This
the
is
sweet
just a
striker.
great example.
You want to do
Using
it
the
first.
pre-cleansing oil. So the difference between just using oil and a pre-cleansing oil is you're going to
Can you repeat a little more, not to? Can you repeat because the video kind of breaking down?
Repeat it.
Yeah, you mean the vitamin C and the no you.
Oh, so you so wash your face, put the rose hip oil first, then mix your vitamin C serum with your moisturizer.
Oh.
Or you can also put it into a mask too. But you want it to penetrate into your
So-
skin.
Toner. So the morning you put a toner.
Because the rose is kind of like a toner too.
Oh.
So you can wash your face and
And put
then
the rose.
put the,
Okay, and the vitamin C with the moisture. Okay.
you mix it with your moisturizer.
Thank you.
I mean, you could, I would put the two, mix it two together, but once it's on your face and it's penetrating, then you can put another layer if you want of vitamin C. But I mix mine in my moisturizer.
So how much the oil, the rose oil, is 1 drop or 2 drops?
Well, just depends on your moisturizer. If your moisturizer is really thick or it's kind of watery, so it depends if you don't want it too watery.
Oh.
So you can do 1 or 2 drops of it. How you guys doing?
Oh, nice. Did you guys figure it out?